You somehow managed to survive 2024. Well, welcome to 2025. You guys smash the crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more Oz content, and leave a comment down below. I'll be bringing some booster packs in to the new year for you guys out here. So yeah, one of you walk away with booster pack as per usual. All right, so how's Dragonmaid? You know, having made it into 2025 out here, you know, it's year of the snake now, actually, in Japan. So we still got to follow up with everything left over for Year of the Dragon that Konami just decided to toss in at the very end of the block. So yeah, House Dragonmaid out here, still kind of trucking on along. You're coming in about $28 right now, on up to $30, which is kind of where we were expecting this card to be left off. You've seen also the regular art for this in quarter centuries now up to $12. So yes, you've got some massive turnarounds here in these, and in honor of Konami telling us about Snake, you know, you might not know this, but this was the Falsebound Kingdom card, was only printed in Spanish. And it is technically deemed the highest rarity card, which is hilarious, as you can very clearly tell in your price charting there. You had the Feather Duster, which you can actually get one of these for $1,200 now, which is very interesting to see that one of these is actually up on the market right now. Never going to buy that because I'd rather have TP8, but you know what? Availability, and then the Serpent at $5,000. So you know, the more you know out here in terms of the very rare side of the game and honoring Year of the Snake. Oh boy, you know what's you know what we have coming up here that's definitely stole the back end of Dragons? The Blue Eyes White Destiny structure deck. Now, I love checking in on this each and every week, just kind of watch the price bouncing back and forth. Sometimes you'll see them for $13. Obviously, these are all going to be $13, usually post-tax out here. But, you know, the barrier has been pushed back beyond $13 at this point. You got to remember, this deck, for what it's going to bring to the table, you know, you don't need a Dragon Master Magi in order to make this deck work. The big thing you do need, though, are Primite cards, and I cannot stress enough how incredibly stupid those Primite cards can actually be for this deck. So, if you are looking at picking up 3 copies of the Blue Eyes structure deck here, you're going to get enough hand traps and enough things to be able to kind of play around with, but unfortunately, the DLC Primite stuff is where they're going to get you in terms of your wallet needing to put out just a little bit more money. And speaking of money, this card, while it still sets at $150, we've been seeing more and more fluctuations on this in the last couple of days that I didn't think we would be expecting to see. The $145 copies are gone, and it looks like you have a wall here of 10 of them for $148 a piece. If somebody comes through here and picks up a couple playsets of these, we are going to be much over the $150 mark. So I'm hoping this line in the sand, you know, stays here for a little while. But to be honest with you, it appears over the last couple days that, you know, a playset or two is kind of rotating off the market per day. So you're probably looking at a week, and you're going to start to see this card finally budge on over that mark, which that's a lot of what's happening right now in the QCR market. You've got people that are just moving the big hurdles. People really just want the chance to play Blue Eyes, man. Like, going into this year, I think the biggest anticipation thing is just dragons, and some snake, you know, reptile stuff near the end of the year. We'll wait and see, though, for 2025. Speaking of our dear old friend Sosei Rigi Mistva, we're at 86 listings right now, which is nothing out of the ordinary, and it looks like we're trucking about $350 on up to the $4 mark. I still implore you, everybody, and I'm going to continue to tell you this, we have not seen any support right now for Ryuji. If, for some reason, one of those cards breaks this card wide open, you might see this card push a boundary or two here, and you might see it push on along. I love the fact that none of these sold on 12/31. That's actually insane. But on 12/30 though, man, you moved an entire line. Nobody was buying Yu-Gi-Oh cards on New Year's Eve, man, which is not necessarily true. But yes, Mistva does continue to get some very big sales pushes out here because genuinely people really want this card. Like, cheap Yu-Gi-Oh is good. This is, when I see that a Druis Worm is $30 on the top end here, you can't honestly tell me that Konami's not going to reprint this card in QCR. Like, they're going to multi-reprint this thing into the ground the way it feels at this point, because this is disgusting. This card has no reason to be $18 to $19 on the top end for a freaking super rare, man. And, the card has 2 printings out here. As we're heading on into probably a new series out here, we really, really, really need the Bystials really reprinted into the ground, man. Like, I understand these cards are incredibly important to the progression of the game. You literally printed some very, very stupid hand traps out here. But come on, man. Like, this is a lot of money. It's so stupid. Blaze, the supreme ruler of dragons. For those of you dragon ruler just the fans out there, you got to remember, Blaze himself is not a dragon ruler, but that does not stop people from rushing out here and picking them up. You're looking at like $42 for the base form. Or 42 listings, excuse me. Yeah, you got $13 here. Obviously, the quarter century is a completely other creature, as we've seen out here, but to answer the question of, Robbie, do I need one of these? Are you planning on playing Dragon Rulers? And what play lines do you really intend to make this over some of the alternative methods that you've kind of got going on in the deck right now? Like, that's your bigger thing that you need to think about. What play line makes this a little bit more worth than going down the other dragons? Level Limit Area B. This is actually freaking insane. This thing is now a $16 super rare, and yet again, you can thank older formats out here for kind of pressing this on along here. $7-8 I see. Area B. Okay, and it looks like, oh man, commons are also $3 frickin' dollars. All right, I can't say that I'm not surprised, but like, that's freaking interesting. Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon, quarter century. So we got a line in the sand here. We got a pretty big one here. You've got this nice wall here at 101 listings at $10 a piece. Now, beyond this wall, though, you've got $12 to $13 all day long. And I always love the fact people are like, oh, like this card, yeah, sure, man, but you've got a wall here. All right, this wall is what's setting the price point right now. Now, obviously, somebody can spend $1,000, come through here and clean these things straight off, and then we can watch the market price go up. But why are you spending $15, $17 on these things when there's a cheaper alternative there? I never understood that. Red Eyes Dark Dragoon, quarter century. We have 14 frickin' listings for this thing. And you're going to continue to see RAO2. RAO2 is going to be one of the bigger things that you need to watch this year, considering the fact that the set was so ass. But you've got people out here that really are just going to come through here and continuously pick stuff up. We do need to take a look into RAO2 a little bit more this year, just to kind of see how things are holding up. I would definitely expect that to be a very interesting topic of discussion. And, oh, God, $174 on up to $80, $88, $91. Yeah, this engaged situation for this new year is just really cringe, man. Like, I understand you've got a deck that is seeing meta application with this right now, but also the fact that as we have this stuff bouncing around out here, Yeah, it's an interesting one. And of course, this is for the humor. Ultimate Obedient Fiend. If you guys want to look up a good old classic card out here. You know, this thing has like a market price of actually 76 cents, which is kind of funny, actually. And 61 cents for the DRO1. Well, the more you know. So welcome to 2025. I expect a whole lot more of the same BS as per usual. You guys have a good rest of your day, alright? Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.